Good evening and warm welcomes to all my followers and viewers. Today we are going to talk with a very known personality. But before that, I request you all to subscribe, click on the bell icon so that you stay tuned and never forget to share our videos so that everyone come to know what Unsuni is up to. Yes, today we are going to talk with a personality who need no introduction. Yes, I'm talking about no other than My Siddiqui, a well-known personality who has done a lot in the media industry. He has served many governments under his tenure as a media spokesperson. He has become a very big influencer for the upcoming generation. He has come from a very small village of Bihar as a proud Bihari. Without delaying, let us start our questionnaires with none other My Siddiqui ji. So Mr. Siddiqui ji, a very warm welcome on our channel. And before starting, I will request you to please say few more things about yourself so that our viewers come to know little more about you. Please.
I'm a member of Indian Information Service. So my job has been multifarious, with multiple experiences, having worked with decision makers in the government of India.
Great. So today's circumstances, which is very well known to everyone, where there's such a lot of farmers are sitting and putting their agitations. What is your views and what you feel? What should be the role of the government, present government?
The present government is altogether different from all previous governments of India. And it's a one-man rule. It's an arbitrary administration. There is no forethought, no pre-planning, no consultation with the stakeholders, and the result has been 3 bills and other laws passed by Parliament without any public scrutiny, without a scrutiny of Parliament, just by voice vote. It's all Danda Mar Sarkar. And so that is the result that farmers are suffering.
So do you think this farmers' agitation is going to bring some change in the world? Because we can see even in the world other corners, like Australia, which is a very famous country, that there also the farmer agitations are going on. So how you interlink both the things?
See, well, in the globalized economy, market-oriented economy, the tendency of various governments, beginning with the United States of America, has been to corporatize farming, to give bulk farming to corporate sector, private corporate sector, who will fund the farmers to produce hybrid food items and sell them in the form of cartel at the highest ever price. The cost of food will go up and the farmers in their own land will end up as laborers, daily wages. So that is the problem. And India is emulating US, Australia and other similar countries.
Very fine. So, at any case, the Indian public is going to suffer a lot by the rise of the economy and other prices. Definitely, the poor people who are already suffering, they are going to be on a death platform, and the lower middle class is going to be pushed to a poor formats. So in this category, when we could see that a lot of people are jobless and economy has gone bluntly low, in this time, what should be the role of government, whereas they have promised 2 crores of job employment, but they have not come up to it?
In our country, the government is not functioning in keeping with the constitution. There is no rule of law-based system of governance. All structural institutions are intact, but they have been corroded from within and hollowed out. So they have lost their chin, they have no authority, they are not working as checks and balances to safeguard people's interest. So this government has turned out to be pro-rich, pro-corporate. The result has been that the poor are getting poorer, and those who are poor are being reduced to starvation points. Middle class have been pushed to lower middle class, and lower middle class to poor class, and massive unemployment is there. Never before India faced such an acute problem. So this government, in this government, a handful of corporates, business houses, they have multiplied by hundreds of thousands of crores their business empire at the cost of people. People are unemployed, social tension has gone up, crimes have sparked, and the government is unable to keep the people happy.
Well, so just taking out from your words, like you have told that the crime rate has increased. And in between we could hear a lot of things about Pegasus. How you interlink this, both the crime rate which is going to be come out from the Pegasus and is going to somehow harm the security of the government, the nation?
No, you see, for the BJP government, BJP-led central government, it's a ploy. Anything is security, national security will be affected. If you are a journalist asking question, if you are a common citizen asking question to government, why are you doing this? Why not are you working for the good of the people, welfare of the people? Then the government will judge them as anti-national and charge them with dreaded laws. And you see, and like this anti-terror law, this seditious law and all that, and put them behind bars under non-bailable provisions. So that is how this government has turned out to be authoritarian, Hitlerian, and fascist. Media is under deep strain. Only those media are thriving which are captive, which are pro-government, because they are proprietors. I mean, they have been arm twisted. They will ask to you, if you don't behave, if you don't conduct yourself as pro-government, if you don't publicize and highlight the leader, then you will be hounded out by ED, CBI, income tax, and put to harassment and all that.
So that is very much clear from your words that the media is made being silent, by hook or crook, in other words. So how do you will explain Unsuni in these circumstances playing a big role and bringing the voice of the voiceless?
You know that since this government took over in 2014, a large number of conscientious, bold and honest media persons who will call a spade, who will show truth to the government, to the power. They were hounded out, they were dismissed or removed from their services, from big news channels, major newspapers and all that. And now they are working as, on personal level, as an independent media person on social media like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and they are scrutinizing government function, asking government to account for their omission and commission to the people. After all, our system is based on democratic governance, where people are sovereign masters. It is people who elect the government of the day. Therefore, government cannot escape. As far as Pegasus is concerned, this Supreme Court upheld by a nine constitution bench 9 judges constitution bench. Privacy, it was unanimous judgment. So privacy has become our fundamental right. The government has no business to encroach, to intrude into the privacy of citizens. See, for espionage purposes, certain group of people who are suspect in the eyes of law, maybe select media persons, select people who are on the payroll or supposed to be on the payroll of various espionage national or international national agencies or some industrial houses. The government has the right to intercept it, authorizedly by the government, their telephone. Their telephone can be tapped. A tab can be kept over their movement on their whereabouts, etc. But the pegasus is a military use, and as per its owners, manufacturers, only it is sold to the government. No private citizen worldwide can purchase it. So government has used it, and they have used it deliberately to spy on leading citizens, honorable professionals, media professionals, lawyers, social activists,
Okay. So,
all that. Politicians even.
Politicians even. But don't you think that this kind of spy is even giving a boost-up condition to the country, other country, who is securing all the data in their cloud? Like, this all data is getting collected in Israel, and don't you think in future that our country could be harmed from it?
There is nothing like that, Rosie. It's a flaw. When you don't do anything deliberately good, then the government makes out a case whether national security is involved, it will be affected. So you are wrong. If you are questioning the government, you are wrong. You are international and all that. So that is not acceptable. As far as the media person, for example, I am quoting BBC. So I am conversant. I am chief of bureau of BBC. You see, and about 40 years before, had authority of 50 lakh corpus. He could spend maximum of 50, up to 50 lakh to buy out any information from government of India sources, from India, from any sources, any government, howsoever secret, and all that. Then another thing, that they had 2 tickets, air tickets, and 3 tickets, railway tickets. Always AC first class in Rajdhani and other important mail and express trains reserved. You see, if unutilized, it shall automatically pass on to next train, next journey. So that in the event of newsfall or emergency, like natural calamity, like man-made calamity, condor lives, etc., you see, law and order, serious law and order in this situation, they could go there without any mercy or facility from the government. They wouldn't take. They're independent. So BBC has been the role model for all types of media, both print and electronic media, for social media also, as far as the standards is concerned. So they were never dependent on government till today. So now their corpus has gone up. I am not aware, since I am no longer there, so I have no wherewithal resources to find out. But then there has been a system. So has been the case. I know, during emergency, BBC supply line, the government for filing news was cut. You see, cut off. So that they could not find any information during that time. So they set up, you see, some communication, since internet was not there, wireless connection. So the wireless connection quietly on their own frequency, see, via neighboring countries, you see, because they are everywhere in the world, except North Korea, Rwanda, or some 2 or 3 more countries. So everywhere they are there. And there are 250 strong correspondents all over the world. It's the largest network. I mean, very seniors. Juniors are there, local stingers are there. That apart, they have, and they are the first in dishing out breaking news. So BBC has set a benchmark for media.
Any advice for Unsuni to come?
Yeah, Unsuni, you see, I mean, as long as Unsuni is an unusual program, as long as Unsuni does cover the plight of poor, the have-nots, the uncared for, you see, the destitutes, widows, you see, I mean, such people, deprived and deprived, their voices will be heard by people, and the government of the day will be constrained. You know that there is some improvement in the governance, not because of BJP or any other, because of mass media is social media, mobile is there. So it's a citizen journalism. If something happens, police is beating something. Police may not be knowing. Somebody from distance will be quietly
from the public.
Taking the video and flash it out on social media. And that policeman is caught. He is in trouble. I mean, most of the time they lose jobs or placed under suspension. You see. So the government is on tenterhoof. So this is a very good thing. This has eased out the sources of information for media, mainstream media.
So that was very wonderful session with My Siddiqui. Just before ending, I would like to ask one final question. Since we know what is happening in Afghanistan, and it's not just Afghanistan which is affected, it is somehow the world is getting affected from it. So what is your opinion about their steps since Taliban has done this?
Development in Afghanistan has two dimensions, two fronts. One is that terrorism angle because of their past performance, past governance. You see, they were considered worldwide by terrorism. But who made them terrorists? No, the Western power, who invaded them, who enslaved them. And in the second form, the latest form of Afghan, the Taliban, they have formed their indigenous government, a republic, you see, an emirate, you see, and they have liberated Afghanistan from slavery, from foreign occupation, you see, from inimical government. So the two aspects, depends on the person how one views it. So as far as government of India is concerned, we in India we view them that they are terrorists and India is threatened because of terror. So we have to be on our guard, you see. But there are people, sections of people who believe that they are freedom fighters. They have liberated Afghanistan for indigenous, for home rule, for rule by people, you see. And since they are conservative government, in keeping with the Islamic rules and regulations, so women are not given that much of liberty as in the market economy, in open society. So that is one way to reduce crime, sexual violence against women and all that. But women are given job in teaching, in moral policing of society, in orderly conduct of society. So they will have primordial role in education and all that. See, and primary education, I mean, they have decided to segregate girls and boys. For higher education, women have been permitted to pursue higher education. So they will be there. In certain jobs, it only has been made male pleaser. So we can't say the situation is still dicey. It is still uncertain, still evolving. The government is not fully formed. It is interim management. So how it pans out, how it comes out, how it evolves, the people worldwide will know. And India will be among the first few because we are approximately never. Because Pakistan is a buffer state between us.
Yes.
And India has enjoyed most cordial relations with Afghanistan. It has big stake, financial stake in the development of infrastructure, parliament, irrigation and dam, roads, hospitals, and various other institutions.
A lot of comments are coming, a lot of views are coming that Afghanistan is being targeted because of cocaine. You know that it is one of the biggest seller of it. So what's your...
Afghanistan, what then? Afghanistan, together with Central Asian countries, they are the producer of, this narcotics, opium जिसको बोलते हैं, opium, and other narcotics, drugs, and they are used by pharmaceutical companies, multinational companies for life-saving drugs, and they also, the modern these boys, younger generations, middle-level generations, they are very frustrated and fed up with their life because so many chakachor, you see, allurements are all around, and they are not happy about their material pursuit. They are not giving desired jobs, employment. You see, their family life is disturbed because married life, conjugal life is not happy, cordial. So all around they are disturbed. So they take to drugs. And Afghanistan, you see, is there to fill the requirement, to meet their requirement. And therefore, at Mundra port, you see, a few days ago, large cache of drugs was caught, you see.
And that also was caught on the Ambani's port.
No,
So
that you cannot say, no. Because the subject of my matter of investigation, since it is a private port, port owned by Adani, so little of suspicion goes to him, pointed to him. But then let us not do anything to give bad name to him. You see, it will be others also. There are so many private players who are out to drug our youngsters and exploit them. Because when they are not getting employment, when they are not getting satisfaction in their life, you see, moderately speaking, then they get frustrated and they resort to drugs. And they forget their mundane worries because they are in direct communion with Almighty God and forget about themselves, their worries.
So don't you feel that the blame game should go on the government because unemployment again is ruling?
The government is largely to blame. You know that the private industry, the public sector companies were set up by the sweat of blood, toils and loyals of the people of India. They work hard. They pay taxes out of their taxes. You see, the government build up dams, the roads, highways, expressways, telecommunications, electricity, their supply. You see, at least without any profit and loss, with minimum, you see. And they continue, there are massive employments. Right now, there are 10 lakhs employment in public sector undertakings, more than 6.5 lakh in other sectors, in government of India, you see. So the banking sector alone. So with massive employment, the government more than 10 lakh vacancies, government of India alone. Similarly, state governments have a lot of vacancies. They are filling the vacancies only in the security sector, police, CBI, intelligence bureau, RAW, you see, paramilitary forces, military, and 3 armed forces. They are filling vacancies not in other civilian. They feel that where 500 people, only 3 people can handle computer and they can discharge their duty. This is the problem is unmanageable, gigantic. You see, the Prime Minister before elections made promises that when he comes to power, or his party, he will provide 2 crore. That means 20 million jobs per year. You see, per year. So over a period of first 5 years, he will provide 10 crore jobs.
And we could see that 14 crores are already
then he
jobless.
will multiply, double the income of farmers. You see, everybody will be employed. So there won't be any social unrest. There won't be law and order problem. There will be everything hunky-dory. But that has not come. Now it is unmanaged. And he is receiving flood. He cannot